Constantine.
What? Here's the second troop.
Find them!
We'll do the same to every village that rebels against Rome.
Pity about the women.
In war, there's no room for pity. Father, the swine will have to find a new leader. I cut him down myself.
I gave no order to attack.
What did you expect me to do? Stand firm while they hacked away at our flanks?
I command. You obey. Personal initiative in battle is dangerous.
Yes, for the reputation of others. Isn't it more important to win the battle than to...
Be quiet. I won't be lectured by my junior officers. Your orders have come. You leave for Rome in the morning.
Rome? I see. In other words, I made the mistake of winning a small victory. I permitted myself to outshine the general in command.
Your orders are signed by Diocletian.
Very obliging of your friend, the Emperor.
I won't permit this.
So I'm to go to Rome, where there's no danger of making a name for myself. You see even your own son now as a threat to your ambition, don't you? Don't you, as you once saw my mother? That's why I was never allowed to know her, wasn't it? Because of your ambition.
I forbid you ever to mention her.
Her origins were too humble for a man as great as you wish to be.
How dare you? Come back here. Diocletian has named you Tribune of the First Order. I hope you realize what this can mean.
Thank you. Am I dismissed?
You know, it's common knowledge. The Diocletian intends to abdicate soon. It was well over a year ago he first asked me to send my son to him, but I told him it was impossible because we had a war to win first. After all, it was true. But if you've made a name for yourself here, it was I who gave you the chance.
Yes, opportunity up to a point. Anyway, my place is here on the frontier.
Generals are made in Rome, Constantine. It's time you realize the extent of the intrigue and corruption there. A good blow. Who did it?
He will never do it again.
You've a tendency to mistake rashness for valor. You must be more discreet.
I look forward to seeing Fausta. I hope she feels the same.
Oh, son, this is for you.
I've never seen your hand without it.
It belonged to your mother. I'll tell you someday about her. Not now. Come along.
Constantine. He hated sitting for it, but I insisted so much that he finally consented to have it done. But what trouble there was. Constantine couldn't sit still for a moment, and the sculptor was always on the point of giving up. Anyway, I won. He's away so much of the time that I need something to remember him by.
It's a very good likeness. You can see the man of action in it. The man who feels himself destined for greatness. You can understand why Diocletian thinks so highly of him. and why my sister is so in love with him. Don't you agree, Licinius?
I know nothing about that. Ammonius is the sculptor. He is the one who ought to make a copy of this.
Here, study it, Ammonius. Our descendants have a right to know the faces of the great heroes of the past. We mere thinkers and talkers must stay in the shadows and let posterity guess what we looked like. This is the day of great soldiers and warriors. Well, are you impressed? With such a model, your task shouldn't be too difficult.
I don't know. I've never seen Constantine.
I can assure you it's exactly like him. I can't say a fault in it.
Nor in Constantine.
Well, it's a unique head, but I'm sure his features won't escape me.
Here. Put it back in its place.
Tell me, how far is it to Rome?
You can get there tonight. If you're in a hurry, take that way and pass the bend to the caves.
The altar will go here.
Courage, my children. We must be ready for the Easter ceremony.
Be careful.
It's all right.
Shh. Wait. Wait a moment.
It's a fight.
Come.
Horsemen. Get Constantine! Kill him! Adrian! Oh, hey!
I'm going to help them.
They're soldiers. You mustn't. It'll be dangerous.
Whoever they are, we must give them aid. Come along.
This way. Be careful. Put him on the bed over there.
Gently, gently.
Put some water to boil. I need vinegar. Remove his breastplate.
Open that one.
We must stop the flow of blood. Prepare bandages, Demetrius. The wound is rather ugly. If the blade had penetrated just a bit further, he'd have been beyond help. The major arteries, however, are intact.
You seem to know what you're doing.
Yes. I've had a little experience at this. Let me have it, my child. Livia.
Yes?
it's going to be a beautiful day.
Too bad. 3 years on the frontier, and I had to come to Rome to get wounded by a motley pack of dirty beggars.
Don't complain. There are others who are less fortunate. As soon as you're in condition to travel.
Oh, I can travel now? Oh, no.
You'll be all right. I told you before, you can join me in a couple of days.
Fine friend you are.
Until then, try to rest. Where are the others?
In the fields.
I'll take them. Ah, I was looking for you. You're in your debt. My friend wouldn't be alive without your help.
Thank you. There's no need of that. We were delighted that we could be of help.
As you wish.
The one thing I would ask if we should ever again happen to meet.
I hope so.
Please forget that you have ever known me.
Why?
Last night, did we ask who you were?
No.
Goodbye now.
Tell me, is it true that there are a great many Christians in and around Rome? Never mind, I thought you might just happen to know.
Centurion? Centurion? Drink this.
What's that?
Milk.
Ah, give me wine, chicken, anything but that. Ah. Ah. I'm on my way to Rome. I have to get my strength back. For 3 years, I've dreamed of its food, baths, women. The beautiful, perfumed women of Rome. Have you ever seen a Roman woman?
No.
What's your name?
Livia.
Why did they give you a woman's name?
But I am a woman.
You're still a child. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
I wasn't offended.
If I could stretch out in a fine, warm bath again.
Shall I bring you a basin?
Do you think I'd fit in a basin?
As soon as you can walk, I'll help you down to the river. It's not far.
As soon as I can walk, I'm leaving. Understand?
Yes, of course.
And the report sent me of your behavior certainly confirmed the faith that Maximianus and I bestowed upon you. I am very happy to see you in Rome again.
Thank you, Diocletian.
I'm sorry about your encounter with these bandits. I assure you they will be brought to justice. I'll assign the matter to my son. Maxentius, I want all the guilty men, and I want them soon. May your stay here be a pleasant one, Constantine.
You have earned it.
I'm sorry you have to be bothered with all this, Maxentius.
After all, it's part of my duty. As prefect of the Praetorium, I'm responsible for everything that happens in Rome. And you'd be surprised how many things happen in Rome.
Excuse me, who's that man over there?
Which one?
The tall one with the white hair.
Statilius. My eccentric father, with all due respect to his imperial majesty, considers him the best physician in Rome and feels he could not live without his care. Do you know him?
No, but I would have wagered he was someone of importance.
Here is someone who should be of more importance to you. My sister, Fausta. Impetuous as ever. Father gave her strict orders to remain at home today.
I consider myself very fortunate.
Very fortunate. That damned Demodius. There'll never be another chance like that.
I was told we couldn't see each other until tonight.
I was more impatient than a beating.
We soldiers have a bad habit of respecting our orders.
Must I command you then to embrace?
There's nothing to stop us. We'll try once more.
No. Apuleius! While he's in Rome, I'm responsible for his safety. That inquiry into the bandits is to get nowhere. Understand?
I'd forgotten how beautiful you are.
Maybe that's why you stayed away so long. But you must have had lots of nice little barbarian girls among your prisoners to keep you company. Hmm?
Life is so different there, Fausta. It's like another world. Everything that's warm and gentle is so far away that it seems not to exist. Long winter snows, cold, bitter. When they thaw, before the grass can spring up, the enemies spring up. Attacks, ambushes. At night they shout and threaten. You live in a long nightmare. When dawn comes, it's like a liberation for everyone. Even if it means the beginning of more fighting.
Oh, Constantine. But you don't have to go back anymore. Soon you'll be Caesar and I'll be your wife.
Caesar? Is that why you want to marry me?
A woman loves a man for himself.
Do you think you could come to love me?
Now you want to know too much. We'll always be together. Isn't that enough?
Those two are together. Look, the slightest thing can separate them.
Look now. They're not separated anymore. The images are one. They're together again. For always.
It might have been a mistake to kill him. Once they're married, we can counsel and guide him. The power will still be in our hands.
You underrate Constantine, and you count too much on Fausta. You can never trust a woman in love. Who did that?
Oh, come now. You're afraid of a little cold water? Well, I've sewn this. It's the best I could do.
Well, it's almost like it's new. Very good, thank you.
You recovered quickly, didn't you?
Yes. And today I'm leaving. On my way to Rome.
Yes, I know. For you, it must be boring here in the country. In Rome, you will enjoy yourself.
Help me, please. Midas must have run his fingers through your hair.
I'd like to see him try.
Midas was a king in Asia. Whatever he touched turned to gold.
Nonsense.
What do you mean by that?
Tales for children, turning things into gold.
Do you mean that?
Of course I do.
And all the gods. That's nonsense.
I believe in one God, one and indivisible.
Then you're
a Christian.
Take care, Livia. If you dare speak like this to everyone, you'll be denounced.
You're not everyone. Besides, if none of us ever talks about what we believe in, how are the rest of you ever going to save your souls?
They can throw you to the lions for that, you know.
It will happen one day. I wouldn't be the first.
And I thought you were such a child.
I am a child.
Livia! Livia! Livia!
Mateus and the others.
Why have they been arrested?
They attacked a Roman officer the other day.
But these are people I know. They're completely innocent. Let them go, I say. Release them at once.
Who is that? Call him here.
Centurion, come here.
Are you in command? Well, you're making a mistake. I was with Constantine. The men who attacked us are not in this group here.
I wonder if he'd be able to identify them.
Would you be able
Enough
to...
of this quibbling. Release them.
You may be fresh from the provinces, but you may not order around a magistrate of the empire.
No wonder there are bandits here.
Arrest him! I was forced to arrest him. He insulted my office.
That makes no difference. You should have realized who he was.
Sorry?
All right, all right. Now go and release those peasants. You must excuse us, Constantine. We are doing our best to find your attackers. But, even Roman justice can make mistakes.
I'm aware of that.
Accompany them. I'll join you in a moment. Your sword.
Do you really want them released?
Yes.
This was found near the house of the girl. They are Christians.
There's no doubt. And it wouldn't surprise me if that Hadrian had some contact with them. Have him followed.
As you know, you need only to offer sacrifice to the gods to show you mean no harm to the state.
The trial of some Christians.
It would be interesting to watch.
Why not? Oh, they're excellent actors. If they played the tragedies of Seneca, they would be a great success.
If you renounce your religion, you can go free.
I believe in one God.
The accused is condemned to death. Next. What is your name?
What does my name matter?
Are you a free woman or a slave?
That also is not important.
Why won't you answer the questions?
Ask her yourself, Constantine.
Come here.
Do as the Tribune commands.
What city do you come from?
The only question here is my faith.
You're being foolishly stubborn. It might cost you your life.
I'm a Christian. I'm not afraid to die.
Now, perhaps. But when your moment comes, alone...
We are never alone. God is with us.
Well, Tribune?
What did I tell you? A magnificent sense of the theater. They really deserve applause.
Instead, they go to their deaths.
Wait. The Tribune has the power to overrule the sentence of death. Ask him to save you.
Save me? Death is only the beginning of the true life.
Did you hear that, Constantine? The cue for the second act. We play word games. Why don't you rebel?
We win by sacrifice, not by rebellion. It is the promise of Christ.
And what if your Christ has deceived you?
He never deceives anyone.
How amusing.
That's enough, Maxentius. Let her go.
Take her away.
Strange people. Pity that so much courage and determination should be wasted.
I like this little arena here in the gardens of the villa, without all the boring mob yelling and sweating around you. It's one of the few good ideas of my father.
They preach an absurd doctrine that all men are equal. Their converts increase every day. Soon they'll overpower us.
We are about to abdicate. Let the men who succeed us occupy themselves with the problem.
We must select men who will be absolutely firm on the religious question.
You're proposing that your son be in office? I will not allow it. Not Maxentius.
Your Majesties, the victor awaits you.
Let us turn to God. Pater noster, qui es in cielo, sanctificetur nomen Tuum.
Help me. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
You, Claudia, you have borne children. The pain was nothing compared to the joy of seeing our sons. So it will be with death when you will see the Son of God. Lord, give her hope. You'll have strength.
Cruelty for its own sake? I can see no pleasure in it. If at least they had weapons, if they could defend themselves.
Weapons for the Christians? You heard them yourself. For them, death is the true life.
Important information has come in, Maxentius. A meeting of Christians near the house of that girl where Constantine was attacked.
You have given orders?
Not one will escape.
There, it's your mama. Go to her. Go on.
No! I beg the Emperor.
They're Christian. They must be wiped out.
But not like this.
He is right. Enough.
Get behind me, boy.
Resign yourself. This is the inevitable end of a man who is too courageous.
brave man. Name your reward.
I'm very grateful to both the emperors. For myself, nothing. But if perhaps Fausta has a request.
The life of the child, and that of all of them. Please let them go.
Set them free. You have your wish. We have shed enough blood for one morning.
What a touching scene. All very generous.
Let her out. Here.
God will reward you, my son.
The day is fast approaching when the word of our Lord Jesus Christ will be worshipped everywhere on earth.
None of us will be alive for that. Nor will any of our children. When is it going to end, all of this torture and bloodshed? When will humanity no longer be divided into oppressor and oppressed, into masters and slaves? If we have to suffer for our religion, at least we'll die like men.
If you oppose violence with violence, you reap it, Matthias. To love is the only way.
There is no real justice. Those are empty words.
The Praetorians! Block the exit! Quiet! Remain calm! Quiet! You know what to do. Separate. Some through the north tunnel. Some of you go out the other way. Some of you follow me. This way. Hurry! Livia! 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 Demetrius! Livia!
Where's Livia? Perhaps she went the other way. We must run. Come, hurry.
I was frightened when I saw you there fighting in the arena. Why did you do it?
I don't know, an impulse. You can't just sit there and watch women, children being slaughtered, even if they're willing to die.
I think I understand why they do it.
You do?
It's like when you really love someone. It's easy to sacrifice. Even your life.
Forgive me for disturbing you, mistress. At the front gate, there's a man who's very persistent. He refuses to go without seeing you.
Who is it?
His name is Hadrian.
He's run to Constantine for help. And Constantine will play right into our hands.
But will Diocletian give us the order for his arrest?
Of course he will. We'll act with complete legal authority. You will go to arrest him, he'll attempt to escape, and, unfortunately, someone will be killed.
Leave it to me.
Entirely. Good luck, Licinius.
One rival the less.
Two. Constantine's death will also ruin Licinius. Diocletian will never forgive him.
One learns from you every day.
All power in the hands of one man alone. And for this, I must thank a miserable little Christian girl.
They'll sentence her to death. Like a common criminal. As if she were a murderer.
I agree that the edicts against the Christians are harsh, but they bring these things on themselves. I've seen it.
How can you possibly say they brought this on themselves? By helping us when we were attacked?
How can I ask the Lord to make an exception of that girl? On what grounds?
But Constantine, can't you see? He's in love with her.
Are you, Hadrian?
Of course not. It's just that it's impossible to forget the way the poor creature helped me.
Maxentius wanted to. He could save her at once.
Maxentius, not even if you go to him.
I've never asked you for anything. But this time I'm begging for your help.
I'm sorry, Adrian. I don't see how I can.
Come, Hadrian. It's no use.
Have you thought where you could hide her, even if you can get her away?
Our friends are waiting at the Flaminian Gate.
Halt there! Who comes?
Tribune of the Empire. I'll just be a sentry. Do you have any Christians here?
Yes, Tribune.
I wish to see them.
Keeper! Here's an officer. Open!
I want to see those who were arrested today.
This way.
No, not here.
No. No.
Where are you going with her?
Don't ask questions.
You have my blessing, child.
No. I won't leave you here. Please. Please.
It's the will of our Father. Perhaps you are destined for other trials.
No.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Nothing. The Lord be with you, Constantine.
Was it easy?
Yes. Too easy. Even for a tribune of the first order.
There they are. If your God wills it, we will meet.
We'll meet, Hadrian. I know we will.
There's no time to waste. Hurry.
It was a flagrant breach of authority. And when Licinius tried to stop him, he invoked his privilege as a tribune of the First Order.
They not only freed the girl, they also killed the sentry.
Are you certain it was Constantine?
I know him well. I was officer of the day when he came to the prison to arrange the release of those peasants.
Those Christians. They're everywhere. In whom can one believe? My own physician, and now Constantine, a future Caesar.
Despite the evidence that you have placed before us, we must allow Constantine to refute it.
Let's question him, then.
You're right. Have him brought here at once.
Licinius, I want you to go after him yourself.
Remember to treat him with the respect due a tribune.
I'll not forget.
There they are. Stop. Constantine! Constantine.
What are you doing here?
Constantine, Licinius and his men are looking for you everywhere.
What's happened?
The Diocletian knows about everything. Why did you have to kill the sentry?
The sentry. I didn't kill anyone.
But the prison guard saw you.
The guard. But he's lying.
Then it was true. They planned a trap for you. I don't know. Licinius himself, maybe. You can't go back to Rome now, Constantine.
I must explain to Diocletian. He'll believe me if I can talk to him.
But they'd never let you get to him alive. The only person that can defend you is your father.
I'm not going to run away. I'll find some means to reach Diocletian.
Constantine, they're coming. Save yourself. I beg you.
Faustus right. They'll kill you. They wouldn't send that many just to arrest you.
I'll send for you.
On the day of our election, Maximianus and I, by that most solemn vow given both to the Senate and the people of Rome, agreed in due time to give back all the powers Jove had bestowed on us and to pass them on to the men chosen as our successors, and to keep faith with all our promises. We therefore proclaim as Emperor of the Eastern Provinces Galerius Decius, and as Emperor of the West Constantius Chlorus. They well merit all your acclamation. And to succeed as the new Caesars, two are selected, who are well known for valor, courage, and prudence. Flavius Severus, for the West, and for the East, the tribune of the First Order, Licinius Licinianus.
I want to be the first to congratulate you, Licinius.
I'll never forget how much you helped me.
See what legion he's from.
He's of the 3rd Legion. Constantine, your father must be in trouble.
What is there?
What could have happened?
Soldier, stop! You come back here! You there, hold! barbarians! We're outnumbered! It's hopeless! Let me pass! Who gave the orders to retreat? I did! Let me pass!
You call yourselves Romans?
Constantine! The son of the Emperor!
Sword.
Take him to his tent.
Retreat. I'm beaten.
No, Father. You won. Yes, a victory.
You're back, Constantine. You must be told now. Your mother, she's a Christian.
A Christian?
Yes. The law. She had to go in hiding. You could never go to her. They'd have taken you too.
So that was why. Why didn't you? You should have told me sooner. Couldn't you make her see how wrong, how foolish?
Nothing could move her. She had too much will. Find her. Look for her. Tell her that my last thought was of her. Ellen.
Ellen.
Ellen. My last battle. The barbarians. The Empire. I've lost my last battle.
I told you, a victory.
Yours.
victory of Constantius Chlorus, your emperor. Even among Romans, such men are rare. Victorious in arms, strong to govern, unswerving in justice. We shall follow in his steps. We shall continue. You, Salvius, come here. Give me your sword. Return to your ranks. Men of the Legion, your sword is the power under which I shall rule. The power you have given me. The power only you shall take from me if ever I shall be unworthy. Long live Emperor Constantine!
And to our soldiers, the gratitude of all the Roman people. Also through my legate, Hadrian Rufus, I, Constantine, wish to make known to the Senate that hereafter my policy shall be one of peace. Not only peace on our borders, but also peace in Rome. That is to say, freedom and tolerance for the Christians, so that all may strive together for the common good of the empire. Given at our camp at Treviri, Constantine Augustus, Emperor of the West.
What does this mean? Then the edict of Diocletian against the Christians is revoked?
Noble fathers, I too join in the universal celebration for the election of Constantine. And I'm sure that I speak for all of you in assuring his legate that the emperor's wishes shall be carried out with the greatest of zeal, as though he himself were among us. It is to be hoped that the Christians will appreciate as we do the great generosity of Constantine, that they will come out from the holes in the ground and openly worship their God without fear, but that they will not deride the gods of Rome, nor preach equality among men and the liberation of slaves, nor above all stir up discord among our people. The Senate entrusts you to convey to the Emperor its gratitude and devotion.
I will do so.
Constantine is a usurper. He was elected by his soldiers, and you support him. Why did you allow yourselves to speak in our name? We will not let ourselves...
The Senate is the supreme custodian of our institution.
Would you speak like that if you had Constantine's legions facing you? At this moment, all the army we could raise would be 100 or so men like you, and a camp following of the dregs of Rome. What we need is time. And we mustn't arouse suspicion.
No, Sicilia, something simpler. It's not the wedding, only the acceptance of the ritual gifts. Give me the silver snake bracelet. They bring me luck. How affectionate you are.
Why do you insist on this absurd hostility? You're the only one who misinterpreted the events of that night.
It was the true interpretation. But unfortunately, I had no proof.
Because there's none to be had. Maxentius has always been a loyal friend to Constantine. Even this morning in the Senate. If only you had heard him.
My brother's very clever, but he no longer deceives me. Now that Constantine's emperor, he wants to use me to help him. That's why you're here.
Why, no,
And you continue to play his game. Why don't you stop playing at politics and government? You had to give up your power. Resign yourself to it. Hmm?
No, Fausta. The Empire still needs me, as you will come to realize.
Welcome, Hadrian.
Thank you for receiving me. Accept these gifts in the name of the Emperor Constantine, a modest token of his sincere affection for you.
Take them to my room.
There are fabrics woven by the women of Saruski, as well as furs, jewelry, vases. Accompanied by this, which I'm sure you've waited for most of all.
You're right, Hadrian. I was terribly worried. Excuse me.
I'm happy to see you, Hadrian.
The gods be with you.
I hope the Emperor himself is not far behind. All of Rome awaits impatiently.
The Emperor has many important duties which keep him in Treviri.
But the festivities, the ceremonies, what of them?
We'll postpone them till after the wedding.
Where would it take place?
At Treviri. If your daughter agrees, the Emperor prefers to marry in Germany.
But Hadrian, there's still something else you forgot to give me.
I was to wait till you asked. The ring is yours. It was his mother's. He treasures it more than anything.
And now it'll be mine. Oh, Hadrian, I hope that one day you're as happy as I am at this moment.
I accept your good wishes.
Soon our father and I will have to bow before you.
Where were you hidden during this time?
In Sabina in the mountains. We had some terrible moments. We'd never have survived except for Eleanor. I'm sure she was sent by God.
Eleanor?
Yes.
How old is she?
I don't know. How old is she, Livia?
Oh, about 50.
Do you know where she is?
She went back to Rome. The persecutions were still going on, but she wanted to help those who were in worse danger.
You must help me find her.
Gladly. But why?
It may be someone very close to Constantine.
Where you will be, Constantine, there will I be, Fausta.
I now give testimony before you and Jove